people will get it.
All right, we're live, guys.
Dope. I can hear him.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right.
I can't hear him.
Carlos, you can't hear me?
I can hear you, Aaron. Carlos, you can't hear him?
I can't.
All right, we got some technical difficulties. Here we getting that all set up. Aaron, can you tag us in the live on Facebook?
You got it.
All right.
Why can't I hear him?
We might have to you want to try backing out and then coming back in, Carlos?
Yeah.
Okay. No.
I can hear Carlos.
Yeah, I could hear him too, and we could hear each other, but he couldn't hear you.
Yo, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Dope.
I can hear you too, Brian. Yep.
Okay, cool. I can hear both of you.
We're live, guys. Yo, can you hear me now?
Site. Yep. Let me turn this down.
And dope.
Yo, so we got a couple people on, man. About 8 people watching. What's up? What's up, guys? I promise you we're gonna get started in a second, you know.
Just getting situated.
Getting everything situated.
All right, let me know once you guys are good to go.
What's up, Krys? Krys is on the live.
So Krys will be on here later, so make sure to stay tuned for that.
Everyone else, what's up? If you're in,
Said I couldn't start a watch party, but I'll keep trying.
If anything, you could just share it.
Yeah, my headphones acting wild.
All right, let me know once you guys are 100% good to go.
Yeah, excuse me for the nappiness. I should have wore a hat. I might put one on, actually.
It's all good. Quarantine season. We all
quarantine season. Barbers aren't essential for some reason. Shout out to my boy Carlos. We're struggling right now. We're struggling. We're struggling, man. Barbers need to be essential. Shout out to all the barbers.
What's up, Marche?
Yo, I don't know how to tag you guys on Facebook, but I know you guys.
Can you edit posts and then add us in there?
Yeah, let me. And then Brian. All right, I just tagged you guys in there, so
cool. All right, you guys 100%?
Yep.
I'm good to go.
All right. Welcome to the Goody Two Shoes podcast. We are your hosts. I am Brian.
I'm Aaron.
And I'm Carlos. Can you guys still see me?
No.
Okay.
I can't see Carlos.
I got to figure out how to do this. Maybe I'll pull up the quiz on my iPad, but just keep talking.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, so today, kind of like last week, we're just going to ramble a little. Last week, we noticed we hit the topic of dunks a lot more than anything. So today, we're going to focus a little more on Jordans, since that is a pinnacle part of all of our collections. But to start off the podcast today, we're actually going to take a sneakerhead quiz with you guys and see if we are valid or not. So, what's up, Kim?
Okay. You guys see me? You hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
we're
sir.
doing
All right. So it's just on my iPad here. I don't know. I can't remember exactly how many questions there are, but it's multiple choice. So if you're watching, listening at home, play along, see if you get the right answers. But we'll just go through it and we'll see how we do. Which rap group was the first to publicly endorse sneakers in their music? Public Enemy, Beastie Boys, or Run DMC?
Run
Run
DMC.
DMC.
I believe it was Run DMC. Okay. Did
Let's
you get it
see.
right?
My Adidas.
Yes. Run DMC and the song My Adidas publicly displayed their affection for their favorite sneakers.
Beautiful.
Next question. What
My
was the first sneaker ever mass produced? The
Ooh.
first sneaker ever mass produced. Keds, Pumas, or Converse?
I'm gonna go with Converse.
Yeah, I'll just say Converse.
Okay. I was going to say the same. See how we did. Oh, we were wrong, guys. The
I
answer
knew.
was Keds. The answer was
Keds.
Keds.
That's what I was feeling.
What?
Too.
Around 1892, the U.S. Rubber Company designed comfortable rubber sneakers with canvas tops called Keds. By 1917, these sneakers began to be mass-produced.
Dang.
Sick. Knowledge.
How many different styles of Air Jordans have been created by Nike since they debuted in 1984?
Oh my
18,
god.
Oh my god.
18, 25, or 30? How many different styles of Air Jordans have been created by Nike since they debuted in 1984?
I think we're up to 30, right?
18, 25, or 30? I got to go with 30. That's the
Yeah, I think
highest
we're
number.
up to 30.
I feel like this is a trick question, but I'm just gonna go with 30.
We got it right. Beginning in
Okay.
84, a total of 30 Air Jordan shoes have been designed and released by Nike, not
Yeah,
counting color variations.
Chris
The
made a good
milestone-
point because there is 34. I know it just came out to 34, so this quiz might be a little backdated, but
Might be dated.
yeah.
The milestone 30th Air Jordan shoe was released in February 2016. So,
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
true or false, Nike's original name was Dimension 6.
wow.
I've never even heard of that, so I'm going to say
Yeah, I've
false.
never heard that. I'm gonna say false too.
There's Blue Ribbon Sports, I believe.
Okay, there we go. The Nike name and the Nike swoosh had been appearing on sneakers since 1972, but its original name, Blue Ribbon Sports, good job, wasn't officially changed until 1978. The name Dimension 6 was Phil Knight's idea, but it never stuck.
Yeah, I'm glad. That's kind
Yeah,
of
imagine that. Yo, I got the newest Dimension 6s.
Yo, shouts out to Drew in the live.
Yo, what up, Drew?
Okay, next question. True or false? Rubber-soled shoes were called sneakers because they were so quiet. A person wearing them could sneak up on someone.
Nah, false.
I'll go
I've never heard
true.
this before. Yeah, I'll go true just to.
I'm gonna go
break the mold.
true.
True. Sneakers have been around since 1887, and the Boston Journal of Education observed it is the only harassed schoolmaster who can fully appreciate the pertinency of the name boys give to tennis shoes, sneakers.
That's
I
wild.
don't know. Weird backstory there. All right. Let's see. I'm skipping some of these that I don't think are important.
What's up, Lulu? Yeah, that's a good idea, Carlos.
What the heck? What cult 80s teen film helped bring Vans into sneaker culture? Valley Girl,
Ooh.
The Breakfast Club, or Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
I'm gonna go with the Breakfast Club.
Okay,
Yo, I low-key didn't even hear the question, so just go ahead. I'm gonna go with the Breakfast Club too.
that's the only one I'm familiar with, so I don't know. All right,
Tell
so
me.
the answer was Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And the question was, what 80s teen film helped bring Vans into sneaker culture?
Okay. Oh yeah.
Okay, here's a good one. Where can you find the biggest sneaker collection in the world? Totally random, and it could be different now, but
I would say there's
the
options.
three answers are the three choices are Vegas, New York City, or Los Angeles.
New York City, probably.
I think it was Vegas because maybe at that time the Shoeseum was still around.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
I'll go with LA just to get one of us answering one of the three. So, which one do I press though? I guess I just press any of them and we'll find out what the answer is.
Yeah.
Okay, I pressed Vegas and that was correct.
Yeah, so
Jordan Michael Geller is the biggest sneakerhead you'll ever meet. Geller opened his Las Vegas Shoeseum in 2010. And Brian's kicking our butts right now. He's bringing out the facts.
Killing it.
I feel like he has this quiz pulled up and is looking at the answers. I don't know.
Yo, Isaac said Aaron's closet.
Before, back in the day.
Isaac, I think you helped me move, so I think you saw the collection. Brooklyn, say hi. You want to wear the headphones?
Okay, next question. Which sneaker brand garnered the most Instagram follows in 2015? Nike, Adidas, or Reebok?
I think Adidas blew up that year.
They did. I got to go with Adidas, too.
That sounds like you're the Adidas.
Correct answer is Adidas. 78.8 million likes on its account that year. It doesn't say how many followers, though, and that was the question. Interesting.
Nah, but that was definitely their year.
Yo, NMD, Ultra Boost. As soon as Ultra Boost came out, I think that's when Kanye switched over to Adidas too, right? I think Yeezy started coming out under
before that, I think.
But yeah, I think NMDs really kind of took the world by storm that year.
Yeah, Boost.
Yeah.
Okay, true or false? The sneaker brands Puma and Adidas were created out of a brother's argument.
I feel like I heard that somewhere.
I heard that too. I heard that too. So I'm gonna
heard it was true, or you heard it was false?
I used to work at Adidas, and I think that's what they told us. So
I heard it. I'm gonna go with true as well. I feel like I've heard that before.
Okay, it's almost like the Cafe Rio and Costa Vida thing. You guys have heard that, right?
Yeah.
Man. All right, let's see. It is true. In 1948, shoemakers and brothers Rudolf and Adolf Dassler had an argument. Rudolf left the family shoe company and started his own. Adolf renamed his company Adidas, a shortening of his nickname Adi Dassler, and Rudolf named his Puma. The long-standing sneaker rivalry was born.
When I used to work at Adidas, they made sure that we knew that the correct pronunciation was Adidas.
Adidas.
It was not Adidas, it was Adidas.
Well, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Okay, who was the first pro basketball player to ever have a signature shoe designed for them? The three choices are Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or Magic Johnson.
Ooh, what? Kareem, maybe?
It was
the Converse.
The Converse, whatever.
Ooh, Magic had the Converses too.
Yeah, Magic wore
but he had the weapons. What's the answer?
Kareem.
Kareem is the right answer. By 1971, just 2 years after joining the league, Kareem was already a superstar, drafted by the Bucks. He scored 29 points in his first game, won Rookie of the Year. Second year, he was named MVP. That's crazy. Adidas gave Jabbar his own signature shoe, setting a precedence for all sneaker makers to follow.
Fire.
Let's do one more.
Cool.
In 2006, what shop opened in New York City for sneakerheads? I'm not going to read you the answers. I'm curious if you know the answer.
Flight Club.
Flight Club, yeah.
Okay, so that's one of the choices. Sneaker Heaven is another one, and then Sneakerhead Central. I got to go with Flight Club as well.
Oh.
That is correct. Japan used to be the only place in the world where sneakerheads could walk into a shop and purchase rare plastic-wrapped sneakers, hard to find anywhere else. In 2006, Flight Club
Shout out to the guys from Atmos for that.
In Manhattan, and took sneakerheads in the U.S. by storm. So that is that. Quick little quiz for you guys. Kind of fun.
Hey, we did pretty well.
I think we did all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I skipped the ones that we probably would have gotten wrong. So there's that.
We're still validated.
Yes.
Dope. Well, yeah, that quiz was awesome. Thanks for that, Carlos. Good suggestion.
Yeah.
It's always nice, just like, because I mean, dude, like probably when we first started collecting, the only thing to do was like as a sneakerhead was to like watch sneaker documentaries, so like you learn a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to all the sneaker stores too that have opened since then. Because before it was like just Flight Club LA, Flight Club New York, and so if you wanted shoes that you couldn't find locally, you had to pay some astronomical prices, And so shout out to all the sneaker boutiques that have opened since then and kind of made it a little easier to buy what you want. I know there's some like in every state now. Shout out to Urban Necessities in Vegas. They have a couple. I think Selection out here. We have quite a bit, so
Yeah, bring it back. Yesterday's Fits, Waves. There's a lot of guys. A lot of guys we grew up collecting with that are now, running their own thing. So that's what's up. So let's get into it. Jordans, the big topic. Aaron is already shaking his head. Yeah. So Aaron, we'll start off with you because, like, of course, we've known each other for a long time. Our whole lives, and we've seen each other's collections, grow. But with Aaron, like, I remember Aaron always loving Jordans. Like, while I was doing, I think we talked about this last week. While I was doing the SB thing, I was still getting Jordans too, but like Aaron was like strictly Jordans, and then it went away. So, kind of tell us like how you got started with it. What was your first pair? Just your history with the Jordan brand.
Yeah. So honestly, I got started collecting Jordans because of my mom. Like I mentioned that in last week's podcast, that my mom would buy us every new release. So like I remember going as far back as like when the Suitcase 17s came out. Like I had both the white and blue pair and the white and red pair. I had just every release of Jordans, the Flint 13s when they released. I have pictures in all of them, so I kind of just had a love for Jordans like that. And then in high school, it would kind of became the cool thing to have these Jordans that weren't releasing, because for a while Jordans weren't retroing again, and so like it was cool to kind of go and get some pairs of OGs and retros and stuff and so it became kind of like a hunt for me. And I remember the first shoe that retro that I couldn't find was the Cherry 12s, the white and red 12s, and I couldn't find those, and I wanted them and I couldn't find them, and then they retroed again, so I was in love with Jordan's 12s, one of my favorite. I had a pair of Flint 12s, Obsidian 12s, the list goes on and on and on. My favorite Jordans of all time, Cherrywood 16s, obviously. And then a close second, maybe people don't know this, but the Black Hats, the whole Black Hat series, Black Hat 3s, Black Hat 4s. I love the all black on the Jordans. But anyways, man, I think I shout out to Adidas for kind of converting me, because
Adidas.
Oh yeah, sorry, Adidas. Shout out to Adidas for converting me, because I remember putting on a pair, like everyone was hype on them, and I'm usually so against the hype. Like if everyone's wearing it, I'll wait. Like I won't even give it a try. And then I saw some Adidas come on, and I went to Adidas and I just tried on a pair of NMDs, and they were like the most comfortable shoe I've ever worn in my life. And at that point in my life, I was like, you know what? Jordans are a little heavy. I don't really like the bulkiness of them. So I was like, all right, I'm going to switch to what's comfy. And it was NMDs and Boosts. And then after that, Adidas just hit this wave, man, where they were just putting out everything. And then Nike and Jordan just were always a little too narrow for me. And, it was just a long string of things, including Adidas just kind of becoming more and more dope, So so now I don't have any Jordans in my collection except for my Grails. So
Dope.
How it is.
Yeah, it'd be like that. I mean, I remember for a while, like, as well, it was kind of getting annoying collecting Jordans, just because, like, one, they were coming out so much, and then everybody had them, it was just like, so I decided to, like, start collecting OGs. But for me, it all started, I think we talked about it, like, last week, like, with my grandma's shoes, her letting me pick out what I wanted. I picked the Chicago patent leather ones instead of the Chartreuse 14s. I probably should have just took both, but beyond that. But it really, like, so I beat those to the ground, had a love for Jordan. I also had a champion Jordan jersey at that time that I would always wear with those. So, like, I remember that fit. Red shorts, the champion Jordan jersey, and those Chicago ones. I would wear it all the time. But it came a little later where I started, like, really paying attention. Of course, like growing up in New York. So shout out to James. You know who you are. He was like a father figure to me growing up, and he actually like handed me down some of his old pair of Jordans. He was a lot older, and so he gave me Bugs Bunny 8s and Bread 11s.
Dang.
So that's like what 2001 and 2003. And I wore the Bread 11s, dude. I cooked those things. I would wear those things to school. They were separating, and I would wear them to school.
They were talking.
Yeah, they were talking, and I would still wear them, cook them,
Funny.
and I, like an idiot, I threw them away in the trash because I thought they were just done. And yeah, so hopefully somebody picked them up out the trash. If not, those things are like recycled or something. But yeah, that's what really sparked my attention with Jordans was, you know, and the Bugs Bunny 8s. I cooked those too. I wore those like a lot freshman year, and then they became my PE shoes freshman year. So yeah, that was really it. That's what got me into Jordans, was just like those 3 pairs, those 2 specifically, like the Bread 11 and the Bug Bunny 8s, because then I started to realize like people were paying attention, especially with the Bread 11s, because at that time the pack hadn't come out yet again, so everyone was like, "Yo, okay." So
Yeah.
fire.
So for me, I think when I was a kid, I think the only time I had a pair of Jordans was when my parents, I don't know, maybe they made a little bit of extra money that month or whatever the case was, but I never had Jordans. I never had any fancy shoes like that as a kid, but I do remember specifically having a pair of low top Jordans. They weren't even like retros. They weren't a number Jordan. They were just white and like olive green low tops, and they were almost like two-tone. I haven't seen them since, and I couldn't even remember if they've been brought out again or what have you. But I remember having those as a kid. My favorite movie as a kid, and still is today, Space Jam. So I had a lot of memories with Michael Jordan as a kid, especially from that movie. But I didn't get my first. I like personally didn't buy my own pair of Jordans until high school, and it was from Patrick. You guys know Patrick. Rest in peace, Patrick. But he had the Toro pack, the Toro 5s. And I remember I had a few pairs of SBs back in the day, and I want to say like it was the worst trade in his favor. He shouldn't have done it. But I got the Raging Bull, sorry, not the Toro, the Raging Bull pack. And I got the red suede ones for like 2 pairs of SBs. And he only gave me half the pack, and I somehow convinced him to like let me have the box.
Wow.
So I don't know. And I had them for a while, and I remember selling them before my mission, but those were some of the first pairs of Jordans that I had, and like remember having the other ones that I had in high school that I know for sure were the varsity red Jordan 10s.
Oh,
and those Jordan 10s were a really clean pair back then. I remember having the red ones. I've had a couple of 10s since then, but yeah, that's my experience with Jordans. They've kind of just come in and out of my collection over the years. I don't have a ton right now. I have literally just 1 pair of Jordans in my collection right now, but they always seem to creep back in every once in a while, especially if I can find a good deal on them. So that's
for
where
sure.
I'm at with it.
Jordans will always be nostalgic to like someone who collects, you know, and
sure.
no matter what, like you'll always see a pair that'll like spark a memory, or you know, like I remember having that Toro pack as well in high school, and I remember I was wearing the red suede pair in school, and someone stepped on it, and that scuff never came out. Like that suede was so like buttery and so like beautiful, but it was
Is that
also like
person still alive?
next question. No, it's fine. I plead the fifth. No, but dang, yo. So since we're talking about nostalgia, let's bring up some old pictures of each other.
Oh no.
Could be a little embarrassing, could not, but they're definitely gonna be older, and we're gonna have to explain each other's pictures.
Oh jeez.
So
Yo,
let's see.
Brian, since you're already gone, man, why don't you start off?
All right, pull it out. Let's see. Little technical difficulties.
I'm afraid. I don't know which one you guys picked of mine.
I think Aaron picked yours.
Now I'm even more afraid.
You pulling that picture up, Aaron, of me?
Oh, you shared it?
It's in your inbox.
Oh, let me Dropbox it to the computer or AirDrop it.
Okay. Shouts out to Mac, making life simple. Or Apple, should say Apple.
Yeah.
But they don't pay us, so.
Yeah, it's Apple hit us with a sponsorship. You know, we don't got any followers yet, but we'll be there.
Yeah.
You want me to bring up all of them?
Just bring up so one at a time. So you do mine, and then you do whoever's next. Or you could do whoever. It doesn't have to be me first. And they're all like Jordan related too, so. Yo, I'm excited to see.
All right, airdropping right now.
Yo, shouts out to everybody in the chat. Shouts out to Steven. He said talk about Air Max collections. We will probably touch on Air Maxes one of these weeks. You know, we're trying to go brand by brand or model by model, however we decide to do it. But Air Maxes is definitely a huge part of the sneaker community and definitely a huge part of mine. I love Air Maxes. So, yeah, shouts out to you. I know I Okay. What's the date? June 13th, 2013.
Oh, no.
Okay. Yo, those pics where you used to pretend to be on your phone, though. That was
You know you're not talking to anybody.
You know
on
you're
there,
not
right?
doing it.
The screen is off.
And what phone is that?
Yo, that's the iPhone 4, bro.
No, it's not. No way.
Yo, look how little it was. That's the iPhone 4.
That thing looks like it opened sideways or something.
There's a water drop on there that says Aaron Diaz photography.
Is there? Oh yeah, there is.
Yo, shout out to me.
Shout out to myself.
Yo, I didn't even take the picture, but I took credit for it.
All right, yo, explain it.
All right. So obviously I wasn't on my phone. It was just the trend on the time, you know, trend at the time to ask people to take pictures of you while you're looking at your phone. Shout out to my barber, Hilson, for the buttery lineup, you know, and sitting on my mom's couch wearing the Cherry 12s. That's the age where we started wearing a little more fitted clothing, you know, had the little Tommy Hilfiger button up, trying to get a little fly. And so that's it, man. White and red 12s. Like Ryan said, I used to wear a lot of Jordans, almost primarily Jordan. So
that's funny.
That's fire.
I couldn't take pictures like that, you know, pretending to be on my phone because I didn't have an iPhone. I didn't have a cool phone. So it would have been working against me to take a picture like that.
Yeah,
all right, Ryan, which one you want next, man?
Just whichever, throw one up.
All right, Brian, you're gonna have to explain this one to us.
Oh no. Yeah, this pic is like cool and it's also embarrassing at the same time.
All right, let's see. Yo, there he is. There he is.
Yo, shouts out to Barefoot Gang.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a picture with a bunch of sneakers, but not wear any sneakers.
So this was like I was probably like 18 years old. Yo, that's what I'm saying. I was like, why can't I put one pair on my foot or something? You know, like
that's great.
This is wild. So yeah, this was I was probably like 18 years old here. This is actually the same living room, I think, where you took your picture, Aaron.
That's the same couch.
On the other side of the living room. Yep.
Well, the other side. Yeah, the matching couch.
If you look closely, you can see the iPhone 4 stuck in the cushion. I'm just kidding.
Yo, for real?
No,
I was gonna say. I think I did have an iPhone 4 too. But yeah, this was probably most of my Jordan collection. At this time, I was 18, I believe, in this picture, and you can see a lot of stuff that like has recently retroed in there. But this was all like OG stuff, except for the metallics. Those were 99s. But
that's crazy.
Yeah, man, like I guess you can tell I've always kind of loved Jordans. And I still like being bare feet in the house. Shouts out to that. We got carpet now though. I don't know what I was doing with the tile floor though. That's against Hispanic culture because if you're barefoot on tile floor, you're most likely to get sick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's crazy. Dang.
All right, yo, Carlos, I got you next though, man.
I don't feel like there's a ton of embarrassing pictures of me out there.
No, there's one.
Oh gosh.
All right, let me see. All right, Carlos, explain this one, bro. Explain this one.
Did Aaron go digging?
There's only one picture that I would ever really be embarrassed to. Oh my goodness. Those aren't Jordans, though.
Yo, he's not even wearing Jordans, but why you doing this to a man?
All right.
Yo,
well,
Carlos.
Okay, I'm gonna pull it up on my iPad here because it's a bigger screen. I can see it better. But these were my senior pictures, and as you can see, I'm fly, and you can see the brand on my sleeve. Only if I hold my arm out like this, you can see it.
Yes.
But it's Hollister. That was when I was a senior. That was 2008, 2009 school year. Hollister became like the in brand for like any sneakerhead. I guarantee you, there's a picture of you guys out there somewhere in a Hollister polo shirt with your collar popped. So don't make fun of me right now.
Nah, collar definitely not pop, but it was probably wearing Hollister.
All right. And it was probably like a baby blue, and you had some I don't know. So I guess I'm just defending myself here. But I'm pretty sure the belt that I'm wearing, you can see it's peeking there around my waistline. It was a white leather belt with like, silver studs on it. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, that was a wave. That was like
it was a huge wave. It was a tidal wave, and I got caught in that one. So there's that. But
yo, did you have the electric belt buckle though that like said a word? It would like go by and say a word.
No, I wasn't that rich.
The LED belt buckle.
That's crazy. No, I never had one of those.
Oh man.
Yo, they used to sell those at the kiosk at the mall for like $20.
Oh, like it had a word it was almost like a reader board or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I did see those, and no, I never had one. I wasn't that dumb, so never got those. But I mean, these aren't Jordans. I feel like there are pictures out there with me wearing Jordans, so maybe we could do a little more digging another time. But the shoes that I'm wearing there are fire shoes, man. I don't know if you guys remember the Quagmires, but
very fire.
I had those. I bought those at Sweet 160 back during my senior year, and they were just there. Like you just walked into the store and you bought them. Like you didn't have to do a raffle. You didn't have to hope to get them on retail, so you didn't have to pay resale on them. Like that was before all of that. So
Shout out to Sweet 160. They still around.
Sweet 160. Yeah, they're still in the Mandalay Bay. A guy named Jeff runs that store. I've met him a couple of times at the Apple store when I worked there, but super cool store, and they're still kicking. So
dope.
Yeah, nice try though. I mean, that's kind of embarrassing. I had the little faux hawk going on there. You can't really zoom in on it, but the dirty stash. That's all I really had. That's all I could grow back then is the little mustache. So that was that.
Yo, it's just like I had a dig in your Instagrams all just fly pictures, man. So I'm like, dang, or SBs, you know.
We need access to each other's MySpaces. If we had access to that,
I think I deleted mine.
Oh.
So I've tried to look because there's got to be some incredibly embarrassing stuff of me on MySpace
For
that I
sure.
thought was cool at the time.
For sure.
MySpace was a different era.
Yo,
I got
I was gonna say I know I got a pic of me on MySpace with one foot up against the wall. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like I'm
Back
leaning,
against the wall.
wearing Bread 11s. Yep. I know I got that on MySpace.
That's a good pose.
Yeah, that was a wave. Aaron, you pulling up another picture?
Yeah, let me wait. Yeah, let me pull it up real fast. Let me share. It's not embarrassing, but it is him in some really dope J's. So I'm gonna give him an opportunity to redeem himself from this.
Since we are on the topic of J's, we'll show that Carlos actually had J's.
These are fire. Carlos, what's up, man? Talk to us.
Hey, I just sold those recently to a guy here that I met in Spokane. I don't know if he's watching right now, but my guy Brandon, I met him through the sneaker page here in Spokane, and I sold them to him recently for a fire deal. I think I sold them for like $50 or $60, but
To you.
the Charlotte 10s are just a clean silhouette sneaker. I really like.
I love them.
I really like those.
Yeah.
So at the end of Space Jam, when he comes out of retirement and comes back for his first game, at least in the movie, I don't know if this is exactly or actually his first game back, but he wore the white, black, and red 10s, and I guess they were called Chicago 10s at the time. But yeah, beautiful sneaker. This picture was taken last summer when we moved up here to Spokane, and I just was wearing shoes to the park and took my camera with me and took pictures of my shoes. So that pose right there, when you can see, the side of one shoe and then the booty, I call it the booty of the other shoe. That's the dopest like sneaker pose. I think it's a really cool pose. But
Fire.
that's that.
Word. All right, yo, Brian or Carlos, I think you're up, right? I think it's your turn to pull up a photo.
Well, I think the one that I had, or the one that I was going to use, was the one that Brian, the one of Brian without any shoes on, getting sick and stuff. So, were we gonna go over our recent pickups? Was that next?
Yeah, let's do that real quick. And then we'll get Krys in here.
Yep.
I'm super excited for that. But yeah, let's go through some of our recent pickups.
Yo, before we go forward, I do feel like I need to give Carlos credit because not only does he have a lot of dope Jordans or had, but also his son had a lot of the matching ones. So if you were to check out Carlos on Instagram, he had a lot of father and son. So I'm gonna do that one day, but it's fire. I see some fire at 5, some 3s. Yeah,
that's why you have a kid. I mean, let's be honest. That's why you have a kid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I told my mom today, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna start buying baby shoes, and she's like, why? And I'm like, just so I have them.
Yeah, I had those fire red 5s that you see in that picture, Aaron. I bought those before I was even married. So I was dating my wife at the time, and I bought those with my last discount when I worked at Chic. I worked at Chic Shoes when we got married, and the last month that I worked there, I used my last discount on some fire red 5s. And when he finally grew into them, it was the coolest thing. And I happened to have the fire red 5s at the time, so I took a picture with him.
That's dope, man. It's dope.
Yep.
Dope. All right, guys. Recent pickups. I got one pair, man.
Let me go. Let me just turn around and grab mine real quick.
You got yours, Aaron?
I got mine.
Oh. Oh, you can see him.
Yeah, man, hide him, dude. We don't want to see him yet. All right.
I'll go first because mine are the least exciting.
Stop. You do that every week. You got to stop doing that.
Be humble.
All right. So I just picked these up on Poshmark. A funny story. I was telling these guys last week. I really just was bidding on stuff, just like super low balling people, random people. And I came across a pair of Air Max 95s. What's the exact name, Brian, for I completely.
It's like the engineered mesh.
Yeah, the engineered mesh pair, Air Max 95s. But I'm a big fan of Air Maxes, and so this is actually, to be honest, my first pair of Air Max 95s. I've had Air Max 1s, Air Max 97s, every type of Air Max except for the Air Max 95. I've always wanted a pair, and so I'm excited to try them out. I got probably a couple more if my wife doesn't hear this coming in.
Oh, wow, I didn't even know that.
So we'll see. We'll see how they.
Dope. I love that neon colorway. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, classic.
All right, I'll go next if you guys are ready.
Go for
it. First up, again on my journey from 1 to 17 of every LeBron number, not every color, but just every model. I got some LeBron 11s off of Poshmark. I got them for $65. And,
Fire.
Summit Lake Hornets colorway. My favorite color is purple, and that won't ever change. So any shoe that I can get my hands on that's purple, or mostly purple, or even just a little purple, I like it. So LeBron 11s, underrated shoe, I think.
Super underrated. That shoe is like super like deceiving. Like because I had a pair like back in the day, and I thought it was gonna be like really heavy, like a foam posite, because it kind of looks like a foam posite, you know, or like foam posite material. It's one of the lightest shoes I've ever put on my feet. It's crazy.
They're super light and they're super comfortable. I put these on today actually to go on our walk. So I was flexing on everybody.
Fire.
Flexing on the neighborhood.
Yep. The old lady down the street looking out the window, probably mad at my dog for barking or pooping on her lawn. She was
broke her neck.
Those are some nice shoes. Yeah. And then the other pair, I got 2 this week. And the other pair is a pair of LeBron 9s. Dunkman LeBron 9s. Also off of Poshmark. No, these were 65. The 11s were 35. So I got pretty great deal on both of these. I got 2 pairs of LeBrons for selling 1 pair of SBs, and I still have like $20, profit in that deal. So that $20 is going toward my next pair of LeBrons, which is a 12, 13, 14, or 15. Actually, my 12s are on the way. I just got those What the LeBron 12s on Grailed early this morning, so he'll ship them on Monday, and I'll have those to show next week. But I need 13s, 14s, and 15s. So anybody watching out there, if you have LeBron 13s, 14s, or 15s in a size 10.5 or 11, I'm your guy. So let me know what you got. But those are my pickups for this week.
Brian, what you got?
All right, so keeping it on the Jordan topic, I picked up a pair of Jordan 16 lows, the white and red.
Is that a gum bottom or is that just yellowed over time?
That's yellow, yeah.
That's cool though, because I mean, from here it looks like a gum bottom, so I dig it.
Yeah. It's a shoe I've always had my eyes on. I didn't even have this like when I was heavy into Jordans and 16s and stuff. And I got it for a super steal, $30. So shouts out to Dunks being so popular, so I could get these for a steal.
Right.
Yeah, it helps out.
Awesome.
And then I got another one as well.
Uh-oh.
Speaking of Dunks, I wish I would have got these a little earlier so I could have flexed on Easter.
Oh, they already came? I didn't know they came that quick, man.
So the guy was local. So
that's right.
Yeah. So I met up with him locally.
Flexing, Brian, flexing.
I know, man.
What size are those?
These are 11.5, so my size. But yeah, super happy to have these in the collection. I would not sell them. I got them for a crazy steal. But yeah, it was a good week. Good week of pickups.
Good week. It was a good week.
Next week might be a little crazier.
Next week I might be flexing on you a little bit. I got some stuff.
See, I was going to say I might be the opposite way. I feel like eventually I'm not going to have anything to show for this week's pickup. So I don't know. Maybe I'll make it up and just grab a pair that I already have and be like, hey, I got these this week.
Yeah,
I was thinking about doing that too because I got some pairs that I forgot about in my collection. So I'll probably just be like, oh shoot, I have these. So new pickup.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that. Might as well.
All right, yo, let me get Krys on the link.
Yeah, do that. Man, I'm excited to have Krys on here. Actually just did a meetup with him yesterday, I believe. We chopped it up a bit, so super excited to have him here.
All right, just send Krys a link. Like, Krys, if you're watching, bro, check your Facebook.
But guys, definitely tune in next week because next week's pickups, if they come in time, are gonna be crazy.
Yo, Brian,
Hope
man.
so.
And the thing is I haven't even told you guys what I got yet.
Dang.
I was originally gonna get what I told you, but that didn't work out. A little too pricey for me to take a risk on them because I was taking a risk if I would have bought them. But yeah, next week's gonna be crazy. I'll just say this: there's only 220 pairs in the world.
Okay. Yo, there's our boy Krys.
Let's get everybody.
Yo,
Hey.
if y'all didn't know, Krys hella goes. If y'all didn't know.
If you know, you know.
Yo, shouts out to Krys for shaving the beard.
Bro, but hey, Carlos, man, you need it out here back in these streets. I need a lineup.
Bro, all three of us. I won't even take my hat off.
I
need
had
it
to
everywhere.
Bro, I should have wore a hat.
Too late for that now.
Too late.
I know.
Fire. How you been, Krys? I mean, I saw you yesterday, but just for the viewers, I guess.
I'm well out here.
Wow. Quarantine
Staying
doing
out of
well?
trouble.
Quarantine is keeping me locked up. Shout out to Akon.
I'm gonna let
That's
you out.
Up and I can't go out.
They should make a song about that. Somebody should do a parody. And
Fire.
when I say somebody, I mean you, Krys.
We need to get Weird Al on the phone.
Right?
Back.
Get him
Yeah,
on the phone
Weird
right
Al.
now.
Yeah.
We need to get Weird Al Yankovic on the phone ASAP.
Hey, they got to cut me a check for the concept, though.
That's
Cut me a
funny.
check. Need that.
All right, Krys. Well, sorry we're running a little bit behind tonight, but we do appreciate you taking a few minutes to both tune in and then come on with us and answer some questions. This kind of just a conversation, but we wanted to kind of guide the conversation with a couple of questions. But
Shoot.
this first question, we can't ask just anybody. This question is something that we can only ask to Krys. And that question has everything to do with Vegas sneakerheads. So the first question is, what were your expectations when you created that Facebook page, and were those expectations met? Were they exceeded? Take us in your head a little bit on that one.
I told Brian yesterday I had extremely low expectations because I was tired of dealing with the same two people in the city because of like my niche. At that time, I'd say niche, like taste in sneakers. So I would deal with, shout out to John Fernandez. I would bike to his house.
Yo, shout out to John Fernandez.
And then I would meet my homie from Northtown.
Yo, pause real quick, because I just got a notification on my phone. Krys, you have not got this yet.
I got what? The COVID check? No.
Shout out to the NDS. Shouts out to the NDS podcast. Krys, you just won a pair of Wave Runners.
Where? On the Discord?
Yes, tune in.
Oh, shit.
This is crazy.
Shit.
This was not even planned.
Oh, my God. Show me that.
Yeah,
I turn my notifications off in the Discord because the Discord chat
it goes wild.
Popping. It is crazy popping. So I'm just I need to chill.
Oh, dang. Yo, it's going crazy. I can't.
Damn, it's lit.
Congrats to Krys Hella Goes. You are the winner of episode 6 NDS Heat for your feet.
It's
Wave
lit.
Runners and the X Gamer headset. Yo, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
And that's crazy that happens now on the live. So this is not the Goody Two Shoe. This is now the Heat for Your Feet Get Lucky podcast.
Damn, I'm flabbergasted. I don't know.
Yo, that's crazy.
I'm crazy flabbergasted.
All right, my bad. Yo, that was wild though. Wave Runners for free, yo. That's dope.
I'm dumbfounded. Yo, I'm Speckeldorf, bro. Like it's crazy.
That's hilarious.
But anyway, back to
that's crazy.
We congratulate you.
Thank you. Back to the question. I had crazy low expectations. At the time, we had a MySpace sneaker group. We had foruming that was kind of dying down. And Facebook was like, yo, I'm tired of dealing with the same X amount of people living in the city. So I would meet up like John. I would bike to his house, or the other homie, RJ. He lived in Northtown. And we would just meet at fashion show every so often. And like, all right, Those are the only two people that I would deal with. And then Vegas sneakerheads kind of blossomed and flourished, and I had no idea I was going to meet all these awesome people and all these wonderful transactions would happen and crazy stories that people share. And yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, I just want to comment.
How many members are we at now?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was that?
How many members are we at now?
I think 21,000, 22,000, 20, something like that.
That's crazy.
Yo, Krys, I just want to say a shout out because me and Brian were on that same boat, man. Like when Vegas Sneakerhead started, we were busting it to the east side all the time. Like shout out to all the people there. We had Aaron, AG was there, Drew Barrero was there. Yo, the twins from Shap, Raycon and Saquon, I think, right?
Saquon.
Yeah.
I used to cross those dudes up all the time.
Yeah. So those dudes, those are the only people we can make deals with because and this is dude named Reggie that used to go to Del Sol. You remember him, Brian?
Campbell?
We used to meet up with him at Walmart. Yeah, Reggie Campbell. Yeah.
And I used to do a lot of deals with John too. John was like one of my main dudes. We used to trade like crazy SBs back and forth.
It's so funny because I'm on the cusp of his size trade range. So like he'd be like a 10 or like sometimes a 9.5 to like an 11.5. And then, because that was just the struggle back then.
Yeah.
I'm a very flexible size range for the right price.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. People don't know that being a sneakerhead meant you wore 4 different sizes, man. Like I remember taking the insoles out.
Yeah, for sure.
Or double socking it, just to make sure they fit.
3 elite socks.
Yeah.
3 pairs of elite socks one time.
Nah, 3 elite socks is too much, yo.
Hey, whatever, man. Like I said, for the right price, I'm 8.5 to 13.
Yeah. Those Raging Bulls that I was talking about having earlier, those Raging Bull 5s, those were definitely a size 9, and I was a 10.5 at the time. So it was a struggle. I mean, my toes were looking like this inside the shoe.
I remember my freshman year, I bought Dub Zeros for like $20, and they were like the size tag was ripped out. But I was pretty sure it was an 8.5, and at the time it was like a 9.5, and I was like, it sucks.
Yeah. But you're right, for the right price. Well, that's cool. I think on behalf of everybody who are members of Vegas Sneakerheads, we thank you for being bored one day and creating a Facebook page that kind of took off a lot further than you intended. But we were talking about it all throughout the day today. And I think it's safe to say that sneaker page alone totally like shaped the sneaker community in Las Vegas. And somebody commented on the live video on Facebook and said that their love for sneakers or their passion for sneakers started in Las Vegas. So I think you have a lot to do with that. And there were a couple of other I guess I'd call them early adopters of sneakers and sneaker pages in Vegas. And because back in the day it was Craigslist. And then it was like Team DS on MySpace.
Yeah, dude, Team DS.
And then Vegas Sneakerheads. So
Vegas Sneakerheads, we turned 9 years on May 14th.
That's crazy.
So super duper fun fact, and I had no intention of that happening, but May 14 is actually Las Vegas Day.
Oh,
sick.
Which
that's crazy.
I was like, holy shit, the stars aligned.
Yeah.
Our sneaker community founded on the day of Vegas, like Vegas' actual birthday.
That's a cool fact. I didn't know that. My son was born on May 14th, so he was born in Vegas, so I guess that all
holy
works.
Damn,
man.
My daughter's May 15th
on here.
Mind free.
My wife was induced on May 14th. Does that count?
Whoa.
David Blaine, Cheez-Its.
I haven't seen that video in forever. I've been watching David Blaine videos on YouTube recently, and all of them remind me of that parody of the Cheez-Its. If you don't know what we're talking about, then it's all good. But
Mikey Day from Wild 'N Out did a YouTube parody of David Blaine.
So good. So with that being said, a lot of time has passed. You say it's almost 9 years of the Vegas Sneakerheads Facebook page. So with all the changes that have happened over the years, what's one thing because a lot has changed in 9 years.
Yeah.
What's one thing that you would change, Krys, about the sneaker culture in Las Vegas specifically?
The one thing I would like to change about the culture or one thing I would like to change would probably be it seems like the essence is kind of ripped a little bit to where money, and I get it, everyone's got to hustle, but the glorification of money has where we now like, oh, that's a shoe, that shoe's a brick, nobody cares about it, but it's like, you bought it, you liked it, whatever. So I think that maybe we have to have a higher appreciation for just other shit than just hype.
For sure.
100%, 100%. And that's one of the reasons like why we all got together in this podcast was because we have that mentality. It's like, we buy what we like, whether it's a brick or not, whether it's going to resell or not. Like you said, like everybody has their hustles, and I can never knock anyone's hustle. But at the same time, like it doesn't do anything at all for the culture.
Yeah, man, for sure. Because we have a huge history of sneakers, sneaker culture, and just heritage and lineage of just something as small as sneakers in the city of Vegas.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of one of the things that we were talking about too. Just like one of the things that's different now is back then you used to hunt for what you wanted in your collection, right? Like it was like, yo, like I want this pair of kicks for my collection. Versus now it's kind of like, yo, these are bricks, or these like are gonna sit. Like don't get those. You know what I'm saying? Versus
I will say that I don't know if you guys watch like I don't want to call it YouTube, but YouTube sneaker whatever. A little bit something that upsets me is like I just spent X amount of money on this sneaker collection, or this sneaker collection is worth X amount of dollars, and it's kind of disheartening because I don't know, like I feel that when you have a lot of money, you can buy anything really, and it's kind of like that's not to me that's not necessarily fun. I think it's fun when you're on a budget and you have the X amount of sneakers or sneaker X, where I'm like, oh shit, you got that for or whatever through whatever story through whatever medium, and that's just to me I find that fun.
Yeah, it's about a lot more than money for sure.
For sure.
I think like you said, when somebody has a hustle, we don't want to knock it, but yeah, it's never been about that for me. And me and Krys, I don't know if we go way back. I think these guys go way back with Krys more than I do, but I moved back to Vegas in 2014, and that's when I first hit you up and like joined Vegas Sneakerheads and stuff like that. But
because you lived in Vegas before, right, Carlos?
I grew up in Vegas, yeah, but I didn't know you
okay.
before. I didn't know you. I didn't even know these guys. I didn't meet them until a little after when I met you. But
damn, really? That's crazy.
Yeah, when I moved back to Vegas in 2014, I lived on the east side. And then in 2016 is when I moved out to the Southwest, and I was like, 3-4 minutes away from Krys. And it was dope. Mountain's Edge. But, awesome.
I got love for these.
We're coming close to the end of our episode this week, but we didn't ask you about this or warn you about this, Krys. But we're curious. This topic for this week was Jordans, and we were wondering if you could compile, if not 3, then maybe just your top 1 pair of Jordans that you have right now.
I mean, off sentimental value, it'd probably be 98 Black Toe 14s.
Okay. Fire. Do you have those?
That's my first pair of Jordans as a kid. Actually,
okay.
You know what? It's my first pair of Jordans as a kid that I remember, and I just found out recently that my first pair of Jordans were 13s, black and white 13s. And
does that break your heart, or are you excited about that?
I think I don't know. I'm kind of excited, but I haven't gotten a pair recently. But can I flip? Where is the flip on? Oh, here it is. So, is this one?
Uh-oh.
So this is a picture of our family. It was my pops, and he has like Taxi 12s.
That's dope.
And fire. Me in black and white 13s. And it's like Christmas time.
This is exactly why, guys. When we talk about having kids with sneakers on, I want my kid to be able to do what Krys is doing right now. To be able to look back at a super old picture and be like, yo, I had some J's on. I look at my 13s. These are clean. And my dad had on some Taxis. Like, I want that to be something that my kids can do someday. So that's awesome that you got that picture.
Yeah. So like I said, I didn't even know that was a thing until a couple years ago. And I was like, what the fuck? That's awesome. Like I said, black and white 14s were my first, like, I remember vividly being in kindergarten, kind of wearing them down to like, the playground and all that good stuff.
That's cool. That's good.
Do you have a pair?
Yeah. Of 13s? No. black so 14s dead. I have a pair dead stock in box from '98, never being worn, in my size too.
Fire.
Yeah.
But if you could say your top 3, what would it be? Like top 3 Jordans. And I kind of want to hear this from all
Top
of you.
3. That's hard. Like because I like a little bit of everything, and I just whoever wants to go first can go first. I don't even have it like.
Yo, I'll go first. I've had it down since the day I was born, I think.
Reflect.
He came out the womb like, I like these.
Nah, but
It's hard. It's hard.
my favorite Jordan, and it's not a very popular one, is Ginger 14. That was like hand down my favorite Jordan of all time. Next would be Lightning 17s.
Fire.
And then Black Cement.
Fire.
What was the last one? What was the last one? I didn't hear.
Black Cement 3s. I think
Black
you said right.
Cement 3.
Yeah, Black
Okay.
Cement 3s.
Fire.
Yo, Black Cement 3s are iconic though, man. Like everyone's at least top 10.
For
That
sure.
might be like the white Air Force One of Jordans.
For sure.
I mean, you can't go wrong though, man. Can't go
No.
wrong.
Nah.
I'd probably say it's a real deep cut up in my mind. I'd say like 85 orange or purple metallic ones.
Oof.
So see, I don't know. Like I like maybe Bordeaux. This is subject to change. Always subject to change. But off
Mine's
the top
not.
of my head, I'd probably say 92 charcoal 7s or Bordeaux 7s. I don't know yet. It's one of those two.
Fire.
And then maybe Black Cement 4s.
Ooh.
But again, that's subject to change if we have a different conversation on a different day.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
What you think, Aaron?
All right, so I'm gonna go with obviously my favorite sneaker of all time, the Cherrywood 16s. Forever,
Fire.
ever would be my favorite pair of Jordans.
Fire.
Second would have to be Bread 12s. I just think I think
Fire.
Jordan. I think Bread 12s. You know, and then shoot, this one's not gonna be as popular, but I'm gonna go with the silver and white 19s, man. The white and silver 19s.
Yeah.
That silver cage on them was fire, man. And it just looked different than anything else, you know. Like they
Deep
But-
cuts.
Yeah.
Deep cuts, man.
Yo, I remember being a kid when 19s came out, and the one I remember vividly was that red, white, and blue colorway. And I
yeah.
was like, that was like my neck breaker when I was a kid. Like I would always just stare at those. Those were wild.
Deep cuts. Deep cuts.
Those were fire.
Yo, I had the metallic or the silver and white, and then I had the black and gold pair, the 19s. I just love the 19s, man.
It's fire.
All right, Carlos, man, your turn.
So I'll start from, I guess, least favorite to most favorite. But the movie Space Jam, like I said earlier, is my favorite movie ever. And when they had to go back to Jordan's house to get his sneakers, they got the Jordan 9s and the white and black ones with the red Jumpman on them. That's one of the cleanest pairs of Jordans, I think. Super nice looking shoe. And the way that he played basketball in slow motion during that scene in the Looney Tunes gym, like it just made the sneaker look super good. So those are awesome. The Bread 11s, because of Space Jam, I know they were Space Jam 11s, but the Bread 11s, you can't beat them. So that's pretty great. But then my all-time favorite shoe is the True Blue 3. The True Blue 3 is my favorite Jordan, and I've had it once, and I've had it twice. Krys, you actually bought them for me from somebody in Vegas when I was out of town, and then I came back and you brought them to me. But the first time that I got them was with money that I got from being in a Nike commercial in 2010, and they gave us a check for being I was an extra in the Nike commercial, a Foot Locker Nike commercial. It was their back to school.
Crazy.
It was their back to school commercial, and Rajon Rondo was in it. Amari Stoudemire was in it, and they were in like a classroom setting and stuff like that. So I was in that commercial for a split second. If you pause it at the right time, you can see me. But I got $1,200 for being in that commercial, and I remember going straight to Flight Club, straight to Flight Club, and buying those True Blue 3s. So that was That was it. My favorite pair of Jordans for sure.
Carlos, let me ask you: Do you like True Blue 3s with or without the red sock liner?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I
I
like
had a
the
buddy
ones because I think it was 2016 when the ones with the red liners came out, right, with the Nike Air on the back. I think that's a clean look. I gotta say, I think I like that better.
I had a
It
buddy of
just-
mine who, because that's how they dropped in '88 was like a red sock liner.
Yeah,
But he's like, man, I really want 2011 just because the red sock liner is dope and a super homage to the OG, but it's not cutting it.
for
And
sure.
I get it. Totally understand.
It's a great shoe. The other a close second there is the Cool Gray 3. Cool Gray 3 is a clean colorway too. So, but we could go on and on about colorways of those OGs and the retro colors. But
Yo, how about this? Just real fast, real quick. Everyone name your favorite colorway in the Jordan, because they carry throughout the entire series, right?
That's not fair.
If you had to pick
That's not
one
fair.
go-to, what would it be? Yeah, we'll start with Brian. Brian, what would be if you could keep just one colorway in all Jordans? What would it be?
Wow.
That's nah.
Like I want to say ginger, but
There's only like one pair.
no, there's 16.
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that's a tough one.
Dang, nah.
That's not fair.
I'm just gonna say ginger because I'd be okay with just owning a pair of ginger 14 as the only Jordan in my collection.
But
So
you got to think across the board with every model. Will that model look tight in that color palette? Like a ginger 2, or like a ginger, like a ginger 3.
Yo, that's a
Or
good
like a
point. That's a
ginger
good point.
21.
No. You're right.
Ginger 34.
Dang, I'm not.
Dang.
I would say either.
I think I'll go black and white as trash and poop, like vanilla as that sounds. I'm just gonna go black and white.
I feel
Like
that.
what would it be like that? The stealth colorway?
Stealth, like stealth 5s?
Let's see. What are the
Like you talking like he got games or like or
like
like
a stealth like
like
the
a steel thing?
I think across the board you can't go wrong with white and black sneakers.
yeah, you can't.
For sure.
So like I'm thinking about it, if you design a model like any Jordan model, black and white can't go wrong.
Yeah, nah. Yo, I'm gonna go with breads. I mean, you just can't go wrong with the bread colorway.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Your bread 1s,
Can't
bread
go.
2s, like bread 12s, bread 11s. You can't go wrong with everything's bread, man.
Yo, that or cool gray. Like a gray shoe is
A cool gray, yep.
A gray shoe is fire.
What are you thinking, Carlos?
so I said Cool Grays. I don't know. Is somebody typing or something? I'm hearing something.
Yeah,
I'm hearing that on my phone too.
it's
Oh,
gone.
it's done. It's gone.
No, I hear
I
it.
scared it away.
But anyway,
Oh no, I hear
where
it
we
again.
at, Carl? What
Anyway.
you pick, bro?
So the Cool Gray 3s are my favorite. So I was gonna say Cool Gray, but I remember going to DC one time, and I think it's your phone, Krys, because when you muted, it went away. I was in DC, and at the Nike store in DC, you see it every once in a while at Nike stores. They have collections of 1 through 23 of every Jordan, and in a specific colorway. And so in DC, that's near Georgetown University, and the Georgetown colorway that I saw lined up in those cases was like the coolest thing ever. So it would kind of look similar to this shirt right here, gray with some accents of blue on them. I'd say that's probably the cleanest looking colorway in all. If you had to go, like, what would the 1s look like? What would the 2s look like? 3s, 4s, whatever. I think the Georgetowns are a pretty clean colorway.
Word.
Fire.
Yo. But thanks, Krys, for coming on, man. And we're definitely going to have you back on again, especially as we keep this going.
It's a pleasure.
We'll have to have you back on. But, shout out to everyone that logged in. We had quite a bit of people in and out of it. And so it's only going to get bigger and better every week. So, shout out to everyone. Thank you for coming on, Krys. And it's another episode of the Goody Two Shoes podcast, man. We'll be back next week.
Yo, appreciate you, Krys.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Krys.
Yep.